21 Pilots. How are you? Thanks for joining us today.
I'm good. Yeah, thanks for talking to me. Excited to be here.
You're nervous about it since it's new. You don't know how people would react to it. You don't know how it would, the message would be conveyed, or are people excited about it?
Absolutely. I think the interesting thing, and I said this not long ago, but typically, if we go away for a little bit and work on a new album, the first show back is always, for me personally, is always very nerve-wracking, because I haven't played a show, in over a year. And so there's kind of a physical aspect of it where I'm just like, well, I hope I can keep up with it. I hope I haven't gotten too out of shape. And so there's that. And then also just hoping that, that people are excited and into it. Usually by the second or third song, I feel like I was nervous for no reason, and I'm back with my family who's right in front of me, who's accepting and welcoming. And in this situation, I'm not gonna see the familiar faces right in front of me, and I'm not gonna hear their voices coming right back at us. So that does make it a little bit interesting too, because I don't think that we get that immediate sort of validation from people right there. So I definitely feel
an audience sound effect, like the football games they play now without an audience, but they have the audience sound effect. Maybe you could use that in your concert.
I think that would be great. Yeah, I might ask for that in my in-ears. Just have somebody pump some audience voice.
So talk about Shy Away. What influenced you to write Shy Away?
Yeah, Shy Away. That song, it kind of has to do with Tyler and I, since we were young, and really everybody, but Tyler and I think we've had conversations about just the questions that you ask when you're really starting as a kid sometimes, but then when you become a teenager, and then you graduate high school for us, and then you move on past your education, and then you have to figure out what you're going to do as a career and what you're going to do with your life. Those are all questions we ask ourselves for a long time, and figuring that out is a journey, personally, in and of itself. But then then thinking about younger siblings or really close friends who are figuring that out for themselves, it's a totally different thing to witness that through their eyes, or through our eyes watching them, I guess. And so it's kind of it's talking about that a little bit, and just kind of encouraging to continue to ask questions, pursue what I think what feels right, and kind of stick to your convictions. And but it is kind of about watching somebody close to you try and find and fulfill their purpose right in front of you.
I got just a couple of short questions you could answer shortly. This is from our staff who are a big fan of 21 Pilots. First of all, short questions. You could just answer shortly. What happened at your first band practice? What do you remember from that?
Well, I'm trying to think. I know that very early on in our band practices, the learning and practicing the backflip became more of a concern than practicing our music. So Tyler was helping spot me do a backflip off of like a small stage, and then landing on a beanbag. And we did one full rehearsal learning a backflip.
When was your best show? Could you pinpoint?
Oh, wow. It might have been, there was we wrapped up our tour cycle for the Blurryface album in Columbus, Ohio, and there were a couple. We did a thing called Tour de Columbus, and we did like 5 different shows. And the first one was like a 200 cap venue, and then the next was like a 1,500 cap venue. And those two, it was back-to-back nights. And I think just being able to kind of like go back and play in front of 200 people, I was sweating like crazy. And there are people like to the side of me over here and over here. And it was just, it was really special. And just being back in our hometown, there was something that was amazing about that. I'll never forget.
Well, I'll stick with you. Josh, thanks so much for your time with us, 21 Pilots. We hope to see you soon in Indonesia.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for talking to me.